That way I know I'm ready. Yeah, we're ready.
Now you're not spanking anymore. Now I feel weird. I'm spanking along. That you're going to do a bounce with me too.
I was doing it this way.
Great day to play. Great day to play. It's a great day to play, everybody. Welcome on into the channel.
Yeah.
Are you like a cowboy?
Yeah.
You a cowboy?
Whether it's your first time here or you are rejoining us, thank you for being here with us today. You are loved, appreciated, always welcome here in this channel, and you are
Enough.
Today, this is a first. There have been so many people that messaged during our brief hiatus when we were working on the studio. NewJeans basically debuted all their stuff and has a bunch of stuff out, and we haven't listened to any of them. So finally, we are doing our first ever listen of NewJeans. Ever. This one is Hype Boy official MV performance version 1, which leads me to believe that there's other performance version.
Okay.
Probably. But I'm super excited. I'm excited to get into it. I always love new things. New is always better. And if you guys want to follow us along on our journey, or maybe request stuff yourself, don't forget to join our live streams Saturdays, noon Central Time. They're on Twitch, they're on YouTube. We have music out on all the music places.
Yeah,
we have all kinds of stuff happening, and you guys should be part of it. But without further ado, let's go.
One, two, three, four. Baby, got me looking so crazy. 빠져버리는 daydream. Got me feeling you. 나도 말해줄. 누가 내게 뭐래도 남들과는 달라 넌. Maybe you could be the one. 날 믿어봐 한번. I'm not looking for just fun. Maybe I could be the one. Baby, 예민하다 나 lately. 너 없이는 매일매일이. Yeah. 재미없어 어쩌지. I just want you. Call my phone right now. I just wanna hear your line.
That was very, very interesting.
Yeah.
재미없어 어쩌지. I just want you. Call my phone right now. I just wanna hear your line.
It was like an extra slowdown, but it had a pulsation in it.
Yeah,
it would
yeah.
like go down a little bit, come back up, go down a little bit, come back. It just, I've never heard something like that before. Very, very interesting. Okay.
I know what you like, boy. You might can make you like, boy. 내 지난 날들은 눈 뜨면 있는 cool. Hi, boy, 너만 원해. Hi, boy, 내가 전해. And we can go high. 나도 봐야 이렇게 봐. Take it to the sky. You know I hype you, boy. 우리 감아. 나도 봐야 이렇게 봐. Take it to the sky. You know I hype you, boy. 잠을 들려고 잠을 들려 해도
Okay.
알려줄 거야 they can have it no more. 봐봐 여기 내 이름 써있다고. Yeah. 누가 내게 뭐래도 남들과는 달라 넌. Maybe you could be the one. 날 믿어봐 한번. I'm not looking for just fun. Maybe I could be the one. Oh baby, 예민하다 나 lately. 너 없이는 매일매일이. Yeah. 재미없어 어쩌지. I just want you. Call my phone right now. I just wanna hear your line. 'Cause I know what you like, boy. You might can make you like, boy. 내 지난 날들은 눈 뜨면 있는 cool. Hi, boy, 너만 원해. Hi, boy, 내가 전해. And we can go high. 나를 봐야 느껴봐. Take it to the sky. You know I hype you, boy. 늘 감아. 나를 봐야 느껴봐. Take it to the sky. You know I hype you, boy.
There's a lot of very interesting
sounds.
effects and sounds
Yeah,
going
yeah.
on in there. Just a lot of different uses. You know, like the second time that I heard it, I was like, it's almost like meant to almost be like a drop, but it was a very, very slow drop before it like came back in. And then like some of those, like it was in the chorus or after the chorus where it was kind of doing the same thing, like where there was like a high end kind of like LFO kind of like floating through there. Like, I don't know. I don't even know what it was. Like, it was just like,
It sounded like late 90s, mid 90s kind of with some of the drums and the instruments, and then off like the groove too. But like then they just decided to do that thing.
yeah. So real quick chat while we're talking, how old are these girls? This is like, this is always really difficult for me because like they have these girl groups that are coming out and it's like the song is really, really, really good. And I feel like they did a really, really good job of like making sure that there wasn't anything too sensual about the way that they were dressed. The words are still very, very much so like, you know, I know you didn't. And like, it just is like, when I say that, I was like, oh, maybe they're a little bit older. Maybe they're like 16, 17, but like when you have, I don't know, man. Like there's something about, there's a lot of K-pop groups right now, and because I really think that they're talented, I like the way that they sound, but there's a lot of groups right now that are in really, really weird territory for me. You know, it's just like, again, you have like if you're gonna make the choice to have people debut at
A super young age.
14 years old, 13 years old, then I think that you have a responsibility to the people that are watching to ensure that like you're just being very, very careful. You know, like I think back, the only really groups that I've watched since debut, like I saw La Seraphim, obviously, but I've gone back and we've seen most of like BTS, obviously you've seen even most of their early stuff, but their early stuff was more about like teenage angst, right? Like it wasn't written about that. And even when you got to something like A Boy in Love, that was still a teenage angst song. It wasn't a, like, I don't know, this is kind of like my body and this is for you. And there was just a lot of, and even kind of like some of the dancing felt a little, I don't know, like it's a great song. And they are extremely talented, and I don't want to take anything away because they do what they're directed to do. But I think that K-pop right now is in a dangerous territory with girl groups, and I think that's why they also have a hard time. Girl groups a lot of times don't take off a lot of times because I think of this issue. I think it's because you can only brand them a certain way. You either have bubblegum pop, right, which is kind of like that really, really light sound where these younger girls can fit into, and then they transfer over time. But when you debut a group and you're trying to straddle that line of more kind of like that girl crush theme, right, which it seems like this kind of seems a little bit more that route, it's just difficult, you know?
Yeah,
I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people that are going to not agree with that, and I'm not taking anything away from them. And I'm not like I just think that it's just a weird place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just a weird place. It's like the meta of girl K-pop right now of debuting just really, really young individuals and then straggling that line. It feels weird to me sometimes. You know.
Why?
It's funny how they put teens out there like that when the age of consent in South Korea is 20, right? I feel like they sexualize girl groups more, which is why I don't watch it. Yeah, and it's just really interesting. And I know that they're all doing really well, and that's the thing. They're very, very talented, but it is just, I don't know. It's a weird thing. It's a weird thing when you watch something and like you're like, should I or can I feel a certain way about this video? And I don't think that you should ever have to worry about. I think that there should be a distinction when you listen to a song that has minors in it, that there shouldn't be any question as to the fact that there's minors in it. I don't know.
Yeah, as far as the lyrics go, you know, because
like the lyrics and the dancing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
I think the lyrics more so, like if the lyrics are, because it's what you're saying, like words mean so much, and like the way that someone's moving is a little bit different, like because that's body and that's a whole different thing. But like if you were to be saying something. Then that's where it really gets into a weird place, because for someone to, if it was in English, I would know what to say. So like then you would assume, but as far as like dancing goes, it's like obviously there's lines, but they're further back than I think the words would be.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. I don't know. I don't want to like berate the subject or anything like that, but it just I don't know. It's something that's really, really stuck out to me. So it's It's just it's a very, very young group. Very, very good. I'm very excited to hear, I'm very, very, very excited to hear more. But I just fear, you know, where we saw like some of these groups that are now doing auditions, and they're auditioning people specifically 11 to 19. Like that's the audition ages.
Crazy.
And it's just like, you know, and let's be honest, we know what the target audience for this is. It doesn't, like, yes, are there other people? Are we going to listen to stuff like this? Absolutely. But their target audience is aimed towards people that are also the age of these girls.
Right.
You know, like that's your target audience when you release an album like this.
Right.
So it's just like, it's not just what you're doing, it's how you're affecting that.
Right.
Anyway, I hope you guys like it. Please don't think we didn't like it. We liked it. I really liked it. I just am talking about general where we're seeing kind of the K-pop industry go, and it's weird, and I hope that that's something that gets solved. There's a lot of things going on right now with things coming out of the woodwork with like different claims of groups and like sexual harassment stuff.
I heard
and
about some of that.
There's all kinds of stuff going on, and I think that it kind of goes into when you start blurring the lines a little, it becomes easier and easier to blur the lines, and then it's like, well, where does that stop? And I hope that there is a consciousness that while all these things are unfolding, that there's an overarching consciousness that then gets added back into maybe things like this. And so there's a thought process behind that. But let us know what your thoughts are. Leave them down in the comments below. We do love to read them, especially when it's conversations like this. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Follow along with our live streams every Saturday, noon Central Time. Check out our music, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, all the other places that music exists. And if nobody tells you that they love you today, don't forget that we love you. You're appreciated, always welcome here in this channel, and you are enough. And last, but certainly not least,
It was a great day to play.
thanks, guys. We will see you in the next video. Bye.
Bye.